Hello everyone, and welcome to Recap V. Today we'll be talking about an animated movie called Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop, the movie, known in Japan as Cowboy Bebop, Knockin' on Heaven's Door, is a 2001 Japanese adult animated science fiction film, based on the 1998 anime series Cowboy Bebop, created by Hajime Yatate. The movie is set on Mars in 2071, 49 years after Earth was mostly abandoned after a catastrophe. Watch out for spoilers, and let us begin. The movie starts off with some robbers robbing a store, and then two bounty hunters, Spike Spiegel and Jet Black, come in taking the robbers down. Then we see them on a spaceship, where we are introduced to two other characters, Edward Wong and Ein, an artificially enhanced data dog with human-level intelligence. Then the scene cuts to another character, Faye Valentine, going for a bounty, a hacker that had stolen a truck. Edward then sends her the bounty's information, but when she gets there, the guy looks nothing like the picture Edward sent her, and then the truck he came out of explodes. After this we see her going back to their spaceship, and seeing the truck on the news, in which the reporters say that the explosion has spread what is assumed to be a new pathogen that has killed or sickened over 300 people. In response, the Mars government issues a record bounty of 300 million woolong for the culprit's capture. After this, we also see doctors having no idea what kind of sickness it is. Then we go to the group, each of them follows different lines of inquiry. Spike goes asking around the city where he finds a man named Rashid, who gives him a vase, saying is perfect for him and will help him out. And then he runs away, leaving Spike confused. After this, we see the guy that caused the explosion, with the hacker Faye was trying to catch. They go to a building, where they buy the chemical that they used in the explosion, in the form of marbles. After this we see Edward using a tattoo on the attacker's wrist, managing to identify him as Vincent Vallejo, but also sees that he is reported dead in the Titan War. And then she finds out that the hacker used a stolen card again, managing to find his location. Faye starts going there, and then we see Spike coming back with a vase. They ask him about it, and then Edward goes inside it, finding a marble that looked exactly like the ones Vincent was buying. Then we see Faye, going to catch the hacker, but fails miserably, as he manages to escape. After this, we see Edward and Jet finding out that the marble has a twisted lymphocyte, and when is heated up, it doesn't burn, instead, it disperses into small pieces. And if you zoom on the dispersed parts, you can see that they are actually nanomachines. Then we see a woman called Electra Ovilo, being sent to kill Vincent. Spike then infiltrates a research facility called Charius Medical, but there he is spotted by Electra. They have a small fight before backup comes, and he spots that she has the same tattoo as Vincent. And then thankfully he manages to escape, but before that he plants a listening device on her. Ein and Edward manage to find the hacker again. They call Faye, but the two run off before she can get there, leaving her clueless about which building the guy went. But then we see Vincent playing with the marbles, then he shoots one of them, and then the hacker starts coughing from it. He tries to escape from the window by breaking it, but this only alerts Faye, who runs up there. When she goes inside, she finds the hacker slowly dying from the infection, which she catches as well. But then Vincent comes in and forcefully makes her drink his blood. But before all of this had happened, the scene cuts, showing Vincent going on a train, and being chased by the people Electra works with. She is told where he is, while Spike hears it through the listening device he put on her, which she managed to find and destroy. Spike manages to reach the man first, and they start to have a gunfight. After this, they hold each other at gunpoint, and then Electra is seen running towards them. Vincent shoots her, leaving an opening for Spike to launch and disarm him. Then the two men start fighting each other, with Vincent taking the upper hand, and throwing Spike out the train. He then takes a grenade with the nanomachines, while Electra holds him at gunpoint, and it seems like she knows him, also being surprised that he doesn't recognize her. The grenade then explodes, and we see everyone else dying from the infection, except her. Then we see Spike being saved from the river by two men. After this, we are set where we left off. Faye wakes up, and Vincent then tells her to not worry, since he gave her his blood which will protect her. Then she asks him why he is doing this, and he starts telling her that he was a test subject for nanomachines on Titan. Meanwhile, we see Spike going back to the city and finding Rashid, who also starts to explain Vincent's story. He explains that Vincent had implanted a counter nanomachine inside his body, which spreads through the bloodstream like the nano weapons, and when they enter the brain, they appear as lights, in a form of butterflies. He was able to survive, but he had lost his memories. Then after Rashid leaves, some armed men come and surround Spike. After this we see Faye asking Vincent what he wants to do with the nanomachines, and he tells her that he will use an enhanced nano weapon, which never disappears. Instead, it spreads from one person to another. He then asks her to go with him, which she of course doesn't accept, and then a guy comes asking for the rest of the money Vincent owes him for the nano weapons. But Vincent simply kills him, and then he leaves. We then see Elektra being arrested by her own people, who arrested her for having the vaccine in her blood, and also trying to hide the vaccines and the nanomachines' existence. They send her to a prison cell where we also see Spike. The two start talking about their past life, and we find out that she used to be in a relationship with Vincent. After this, the two of them manage to escape the prison and go to get the vaccines. Then, they escape the area and go to the spaceship. Meanwhile, Faye escapes the building, and gets into her jet. She then calls the others, and explains what Vincent told her. Spike seems to have a plan but doesn't tell the others, except to follow his orders, and tells them that if Vincent simply wanted to kill everyone, he would have done so already, but he wants to make a show out of it. That's why he told Faye everything. He tells Faye to go to the weather station, and tell them to make it rain, while he tells Jet and Elektra to go get some planes. Meanwhile, he starts going to a city, where a Halloween festival is taking place. There he figures out that Vincent is hiding at the giant tower, that looks like the Eiffel Tower. And when he goes up there, he finds Vincent waiting and ambushing him, but, thankfully Spike reacts on time and manages to get 2 shots on him. Meanwhile, we see Jet and Elektra who are having problems getting jets because none of them are available. But when he tells the old guy working there, that any plane would do, the man gives them a creepy smile. And then we see them getting some old planes from World War II, even ones from the Great War. But most of them start falling apart before they can even take off. They manage to reach there a little too late, since Vincent had already beaten Spike and activated the nanomachines. Vincent and Elektra hold each other at gunpoint, and when we hear a gunshot, we see that only Elektra had fired her gun. When Spike asks him why he didn't shoot, he replies that his memories came back, and remembered Elektra, and all their times together, but as he says this, he sadly passes away. After this, we figure out that the rain Spike told Faye to go and start, had spread the vaccine faster than the nanomachines, saving everyone. And this is where the movie ends. Hope you all enjoyed this recap. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment on what you think about it, and don't forget to subscribe, so I can make more recaps, of movies, TV shows, animes, etc. See you all, on the next video.